Okay, I want to keep playing for a bit, so we're gonna go a little bit longer than usual. Episode 27, Boundary. Hoping to get to the bottom of the strange phenomena plaguing the skydom, the crew sets a course for the Lumacy archipelago.
Huh. I see. And that's why you came to us for help. They said there are distortions spreading through the skies, causing all this chaos.
So it's all related.
There's a line between the distorted and unaffected parts of the sky. They called it a boundary. Primal beasts inside the distorted part are being rewritten from the inside out. But I can reverse the process by absorbing their power. Then they can still move around safely inside the boundary without losing control.
Rewritten, huh? Sounds like the same thing that's been playing with people's memories.
That's crazy. And it's not any kind of astral power doing it, right?
A power that can alter not only the sky realm, but primal beasts as well. It's as if a god is toying with reality, like a child playing in a sandbox.
A boundary. And a godlike power.
Oh no, it's a link to the BlazBlue universe through the boundary. Before leaving Amalthea, Gran receives some unsettling news from Shirokart.
This is only a rumor, but it sounds like there's been unusual activity in the Didroid belt in North Bass, too.
That's all the way out on the edges of Fantagrande. Does that mean the entire Skydom's going off the deep end?
Actually, I think we can say the changes have begun to spread across the Grim Basin.
Across the Grim Basin? Then this won't stop with Fantagrande. At this rate, it'll swallow up the entire Sky Realm.
Basically, like, in the Sky Realm, there's different kingdoms, Fantagrande being one of them, and they're separated by a wall called the Grim Basin that you can only cross with special means. Blah blah blah. Shirokart's silence is more eloquent than words.
We still don't know who's behind these distortions. But the whole world is under threat. We have to put a stop to this ourselves.
And we will.
With all this going on, I wonder how Rosetta is faring.
Aw, jeez. She couldn't have picked a worse time to go back to Lumassier.
Lumassier.
You don't have to worry about Rosetta. I'm sure she's fine.
So Rosetta is the other, like, main party member, alongside Catalina, Rackham, Io, and Eugen. Where'd you come from?
Blue. Red dragon.
Where did they come from? And what's wrong with them? Be careful, everyone!
Anything that gets in our way right now is dust.
The goblins and crew clash on the Grand Cipher, and its timbers shake with the rasping of steel and the mad hooting of half-beasts. By the time all is quiet again, the ship has nestled itself among the leaves of Lumassier. I'm gonna say Lumacy still. Episode 28, Mystic Woodlands. Brad and the others head to the Lumacy archipelago, where their crew member Rosetta is on shore leave. Rackham remains aboard the Grand Cipher to deal with any unanticipated contingencies, while the rest of the crew heads into the forest. So this is like the home of Yggdrasil.
She says she can feel a strange power all through the forests of Lumassier. I can't quite put it into words, but the forest seems off, even to me. It never gave me that feeling before.
So the boundary is creeping through Lumassier now.
I like the music in the Lumacy archipelago too.
You think that means Rosetta's in the same shape as the other? Ow! Shut up, Scales for Brains! Don't even say stuff like that!
Oh yeah, and Rosetta is also revealed to be a primal beast herself. It's not really that much of a spoiler, I think the game makes it pretty obvious. This will be important because I'm pretty sure this is coming up. And that's why they keep saying that she might be affected by this too.
Io, Vern, calm down.
Rosetta draws power from the forest of Lumacier. I'm sure that will protect her.
Let's just hurry up and find her.
The crew pushes on into the woods, the spindly fingers of the trees clutching after their hair, their clothes. Episode 29, The Beat of Dark Wings. Actually, this is going by pretty quickly, because I'm pretty sure part 1 ends at episode 40. I mean, Granblue Versus, the base game, had 40 chapters to the story, and then they added an extra 10 or 20 with the DLC waves, and then they must have added an extra 10 or 20 with Rising as well, which is why there's a part 1, part 2, and a part 3. The crew pushes deeper into the woods, where there are no trails to follow, in search of Rosetta. Oh, hi, Fairy. Not far from where they're struggling through the dense underbrush, a young Irun woman stands among the trees.
The power I sense seems denser here compared to the other islands. There must be something nearby damming the flow. This strange force gradually swallowing up Fantagrande, distorting the world as it goes. I'm certain it's related to the other world. I suppose it's because I'm a ghost that I can perceive it. The dead are closer to the other world than the living, after all.
So Fairy herself is a ghost, and she also has a bunch of, like, ghost pets that she can command. That's kind of her backstory. Oh, here, they're gonna explain it anyways, why did I bother? The ghostly maiden Fairy, whom Gran and the others met on the Mist-Shrouded Isle, has also been investigating the strange occurrences in Fantagrande.
Lumacier is nearly saturated with all the power pulling here. There's not much time. I have to let everyone know.
Where are you hopping off to, little bunny?
Who are you? You're the one behind this. I'm a step closer to the other world than most. You can't fool me.
Oh, you're lovely. Pure and innocent, but sharp as a knife. Or maybe it's your purity which honed that razor's edge. As much as I'd love to welcome an ingenue into the world of sensual delights.
No, Fairy, don't use the whip on Belial, he likes it.
You'll have to wait your turn. A lot of people have come calling today.
Huh? What are those things?
Sorry to disappoint you, but you're not here to play detective. I just need another piece of the puzzle.
Yggdrasil? Is something wrong? What? A powerful force? Do you think it's Rosetta fighting someone? No, it's not Rosetta. Yggdrasil said the power that's spreading through the sky spiked just now. Here in the forest, only for a second.
And there's something in this forest with us?
I'm not sure. She said she only sensed it for a moment.
Better look sharp then. No telling what might happen.
Everybody stay close to me. Let's keep a tight formation.
The crew reaches the heart of the woods, where beneath the sticky sweet scent of pitch, something rotten is festering. Yeah, let's try... Wait, oh, I didn't actually get Sora's. He was just introduced. Oh. I was gonna say let's try out Sora's, but he's not here. Actually, let's try Luane.
Hey, do you see someone over there?
Is that... Fairy? What are you doing in Lumacier?
Singularity. Your existence is distorting the world. It's time I brought you to heal. You need to learn the difference between right and wrong. Fairy, what's wrong with you? I don't... Back off, girl in blue. No one said you could move. Fairy...
Lyria, get behind me.
monsters again. They must have affected Fairy's memories too.
Yeah, but she seems a lot more aggressive than the others were.
What's wrong? Lost your nerve? I guess it's my move, Singularity.
Looks like we have to fight if we're gonna get her back to normal.
Yeah, Fairy also has her own character song, and it's incorporated into her battle theme in this game.
Let's go, guys. We won't let the Singularity go free.
Leave this to me.
Be careful, okay? Got this, Gran.
Let's go.
Actually, Luane might not be a very good partner. Ow, she keeps grabbing me. You stop grabbing me?
Quest clear.
Thanks for the finishing blow, Luane. Yeah, that wasn't very good for me. Ooh, we got Panacea too. Medium restoration. Oop. There we go. Actually, you know what? I should take both heals. Wait, we also learned Rain of Arrows. Small hit to foe's attack. Actually, no, that's not super useful. Healing's more useful. I love her little ghosties, they're so cute. Fairy had a run-in with Bellio while she was investigating the strange occurrences in the Lunacy Archipelago. An abnormal power is contaminating the kingdom. Fairy, having come in direct contact with the enemy, joins forces with Gran and the others. Hey, Grey Pop, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for following me and being a Froggy friend.
All right, I'm counting on you guys. See if you can dig up any clues in the forest about that shady man.
You sure are close with your pets, Fairy.
Yes, I'm bringing both the heals with Enmity on. It's a survival build.
I would hope so, considering how long we've been together. Especially Beppo here. Beppo never left my side the entire time we were on that misty little island.
Oh yeah, you were on that island for decades, weren't ya? After you became a ghost, I mean.
Mm-hmm. And we've been together ever since. Perhaps it's because we're ghosts that we're so close. We can understand each other just fine without saying a word.
I think that's really special, Fairy.
Hearing you say it like that, I guess being a ghost has its upsides too. Huh? Stay sharp, everyone. There's something off about them. They're cloaked in the same power as that man. We can't let them get away.
She might be pretty useful to have just for her range.
Let me tell you about this one. Hey!
Beppo! Want some? Get him good! Get him good!
What I'm saying.
Ooh, that's nice. Like, stay away! GG!
Gigi, you ready? Gigi, you ready? Gigi!
It's like George the 13th.
Gigi, you ready?
Go for it!
Gigi! Your turn, Momo!
Congratulations!
That'll teach ya. Gigi!
Incoming!
Gigi, you ready? Gigi, you ready? You're up, Gigi! Stay back! Okay, your turn, pound this! Here! Listen up! Watch that! Gigi! Let's go! Okay, there! Get him good! Eat this! Get ready!
Come and get me.
Together now! Get ready! We're there! Okay, your turn. Get him good. Clear. Okay, your turn. Get him good. Go, Gigi. You're up, Gigi. Clear. Can you handle this? Let's go. Want some? Pounce this. Get him good.
You
Quest
can
clear.
Thanks, Gigi. You did great.
Nice. Now that those monsters are taken care of, let's get a move on.
Right. That man mustn't be allowed.
I love those two, the little round, bulbous ghosts.
Are you okay, Fairy? Maybe you should rest for a little bit.
Thank you, but don't worry about me. I just felt lightheaded for a second. Rest can wait. That man must be stopped as soon as possible.
Can't argue with you there. Any guy connected to those black crystals is big trouble.
It's not just the Exia around him. I know firsthand how poisonous he is. He won't hesitate to use people to accomplish his objectives. In fact, he appears to take pleasure in the suffering of those he comes in contact with. I don't know what his intentions are, but whatever he's up to, it can't be good.
Yes, this awful fighting has to end.
Let's go. I fear the incoming storm is one our sky has never seen before.
Determined to restore peace to their home, Fairy joins Gran and the others in tracking down the one responsible for the chaos. They follow the trail of the man deeper into the forest, resolved to safeguard the Skydom from further calamity. Episode 31, A Whiff of a Solution. You know what, let's stick with good old Lancelot. He's great at comboing with me.
Fairy!
What happened? Where's that man?
Thanks for coming by, Lork. Hope you have a good rest. We'll catch you next time. Night-night.
Fairy? Are you alright?
Captain? And Lyria? What are you all doing in Lumacier?
Strange things have been happening all over the Skydom. And Rosetta was here in Lumacier, so we came to find her.
So you've all noticed the strange power at work too.
A man acting suspicious? You met him here, in the forest?
That's right. And he had these crystalline monsters with him that gave off a strange energy. They must be the same monsters you encountered.
Then that's our guy!
I think so too. I'm not sure how to put it, but I could tell from his aura that he was no ordinary person.
Fairy, could you take us to the place where you met him? I'm worried about Rosetta. But this might be the clue we need to unravel the whole mystery.
Just as the crew decide on their next destination, figures burst out of the long grass nearby.
Ew! What's wrong with them? It's all over them. The power emitted by those black crystals.
Look out!
You have to win!
Dragon Link! Take this! Take that! Dragon Link!
Oh, they're a little bit more aggressive than the other enemies.
There! Get ready! Take this! Dragon Link! This! Incoming! Dragon Link! Take that! Excellent! Dragon Link! Finished!
Hooray!
Stay on your toes. Here I go. I see you. Fire!
Look at that chain we got going.
Excellent. Now.
Quest win.
That was a workout.
Good fight.
Nephilim. Episode 32, Darkness Smiles. Oh, hey Percy, welcome back.
Ever since the arrival of these black crystals, the skies have heaved with unrest. Could they be the harbingers of doom?
First of all, Lord of Flame. His dream is to found a kingdom free from war and iniquity, where strong and weak alike may live in peace and security. In pursuit of his goal, this young lion travels the skies, earning the trust of like-minded people. I don't think I ever remember him being described as a lion. The battle on Fremel Island led him to conduct his own investigation into the changes taking place across the skies. He realized there was a clear border to the affected area, and that the border was advancing.
Their presence incites monsters to bloodlust, and sickens the weak of will. They appear only within the border, but if the reports are true, that rot is growing day by day, like a festering wound. It is only a matter of time before the rest of Fonte Grande decays and dies.
Not bad. You figured out quite a lot about Exia already. Gathering eyewitness accounts, having the detachment to envision the bigger picture. You'd make a good king.
Who are you?
Just an itinerant archaeologist. Wherever mystery lurks, there I am, elbow deep.
You are no more a scholar than the moon's constant. If you will not give me your name, at least answer me this. Is Exia what the black crystals are called?
First of all, how are you saying that with your mouth closed?
You see through everything, don't you? Go on. Strip me down more with that big brain of yours.
I mean, if you guys aren't already familiar with Belial, he loves to use innuendo, which is part of why people really like him. And it's usually, the innuendo's usually worse in the Japanese version. They kind of water it down for the English versions.
This was all you're doing.
Grappling with former allies to the twisted strains of corrupted causality. Doesn't the devastation call out to you?
How have you brought this about? What force could turn the current of fate so awry? Is it Exia?
It's complicated. I know how it looks, but these things don't belong to me. And Exia isn't directly responsible for the corruption. These crystals are just toys. They help me bring things to a head. But not much more.
Then you are no more than the puppet of another.
That's right. The real brains of the operation. He's been sealed away in Pandemonium. He's one of the few friends I have left. So being the sentimental soul that I am, I had to mount a rescue attempt. But once I woke him up, he started trying to get out on his own, and he's been a little too gung-ho about it. He's throwing so much power against the seal that it's spilling out into the skies and causing all this distortion. You've gotta laugh. Poor little guy's trying so hard. Oh, and that empire? What was it, Erste? It never really had a resurgence. Those troops are just a mob of former soldiers.
Here, I'll just explain the entire plot to you.
They're not getting orders from anywhere, just chasing the shadows of commanders long gone, running around, conquering territory for no one at all. Causality and memory tampering notwithstanding, mob psychology is frightening, isn't it? It's amazing how far people will go just on the assumption that others agree with them.
Your tongue, I see, runs faster than your mind. Now I know Pandemonium is the root of this evil.
Right again. I really shouldn't talk so much.
That would be wise. Now out of my way. I have business at Pandemonium.
Poor little mortal. Don't you know you're all bound up in causality's chains? Now dance for me.
I'll talk more about Belial later. There's a bit of like extra lore that goes along with him and also some of the other characters like Beelzebub for people that are not in the know about Granblue. Support skills used 7 times or fewer. Okay, I can do that.
There's no end to these jokers.
I'll finish this!
I can smell that man on him too.
So Sir burns a lot? You don't think...
Girl in blue. Red dragon. Singular. The longer you live, the closer our skies creep to death. But from your ashes, I shall reclaim our future. Retreat, if you wish to live. Or advance to your prime.
Leave this to me!
Be careful, okay?
Gran.
Let's go!
Get up. got Rage 2. I got Enmity Big. Let's use Enmity Big for all those spicy moments. Percival returns to his senses after crossing swords with Gran and company. In the ensuing lull, Percival shares the findings of his personal investigation with Lyria and Vern.
I was gathering reports about Exia, hoping to uncover a trail that would lead me to their den. You must have seen the creatures too. Black crystals that hover in the air.
Percival, sir, I've gathered the flight logs. These airships here claim to have seen those very same monsters.
Well done. Zero Carte, the sky map.
Yes, sirree! Let's get those sightings marked down pronto.
Girocart references the flight logs while drawing circles on the Fantagrand area of the map. There's no pattern at first glance, but as more coordinates are added, one outlier emerges from the randomness.
First of all, notice what happens when we cross-check the report dates with the coordinates here?
Yes. The chaos is spreading. In time, these dark currents will drown the skies. If we could discover the source, we might stem the flow, but at the moment, there is not enough information.
Sightings grow by the day. They appear to occur randomly, except for one place in particular.
Given the heavy traffic around Lumassier Archipelago, there have been few sightings of these Exia creatures. Something strange is at work here. Some new insight to be discovered.
An astute observation. You are as wise as you are handsome, Percival.
Oh, stop flattering him.
Is that your next destination?
Naturally. I wish to hire one of your ships, Zero Carte. I will not be traveling on the Grand Cipher.
The distortion stuff's already spread so far. We ain't got no time to lose.
I'm just glad Percival's here to help us out.
What is a king but guardian to his people? I shall see that no harm befalls you, Gran, or any that dwell in these skies. Belial. Who is his master? No honest mind would stoop to consort with such a snake. I will find them, and I will stop them, though evil and all its ministers stand between us.
Oh, I'm just thrown into a battle without prompting. Okay.
What I'm saying is...
He's got some pretty good range on his attacks.
You're on a roll! Gotta tell you. Now this one... This is really important.
Oh, so it's a power-up and it changes...
I have you now. Ruin! Know your place! Know your place! Know your place! On your...
Oh, they're in the corner of the screen. Okay, I was expecting like a visual confirmation.
Know your place!
I'm impressed.
I have you now.
All right. Go for it.
Winds on heels of wind! Rabbit it all!
One down. No!
What does this do?
Meet your end between my fangs and one.
Quite clear.
You have grit.
Okay, he seems pretty good
Wait.
for a computer
so
partner.
Let me get this straight. The Exia aren't what's making the skies all wonky?
If we are to believe the forked tongue of Belial. In any case, they are dangerous creatures, for they have the power to rewrite memory.
Even Catalina forgot who Gran was.
I stumbled as well. But I now know how treacherous our footing is. It will not happen again. I must put an end to these terrors. Nothing but death shall stay me.
Percival analyzed eyewitness reports of Exia to arrive in Lumacy Archipelago. Reunited with his allies, the firestorm resolve swirling within him is eager to consume the encroaching terror. That was a pretty boring episode. Like, it didn't really show us anything about his, I don't know, personality or anything compared to some of the others. Rose Trial. Yeah, let's take Percival with us. Skybound arts hit 2 times or more.
Thank you, Gran.
I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Sir Bergsalot! Did you meet that suspicious dude too?
He did this to me then. The man in black.
The Man in Black.
I fell into his trap as well. There's no doubt in my mind. He's the one responsible for the chaos threatening the Sky Realm.
Perhaps you should make room for doubt.
Percival relates what he heard from the man who accosted him, the information about the dark crystal creatures called Exia, and the enigmatic figure sealed in Pandemonium. Finally, he explains why the disorder is expanding outward from Pandemonium.
If his power has this much influence on the world with the seal in place, what'll happen once it's broken?
See, Percival, what he's doing here is very much like a Siegfried thing. Like Siegfried in a lot of the Granblue events, he's like the guy who investigates everything on his own on the side and then swoops in at the very end to save the day or give us the exposition. But of course, Siegfried wasn't in the base game of this game, so...
I imagine the skies will cease to exist as we know them. If he can reweave the threads of fate now, then perhaps when he is free, he will be able to spin a new world from thin air, or reduce this one to nothing.
We ain't gonna let that happen. What's it gonna be, Gran? Do we go after that shady dude or head straight to Pandemonium?
First, we need to do what we came here to do, and make sure Rosetta's all right.
Belial, he got away.
Oh, hey Zoe.
So, he's not reckless enough to challenge us both at once. I'm lucky you were here then, Zoe.
The primal beast known as Rose Queen is the true form of Gran's trusty crewmate Rosetta. Here in the forests of Lumacy, where she can draw on her greatest power, she has been laboring to hold back the corruption spreading through the Sky Realm. Zoe is a Sky Dweller manifestation of Grand Order, the primal beast tasked with maintaining balance in the world. Okay, like... Zoe I don't know, I have to tell you guys this. So Zoe is an interesting character, because originally the only way you can get Zoe was through a collaboration between Granblue and Visa, where you need to live in Japan and get a Granblue Visa card, and you'd be able to get Zoe. And a lot of people really liked her for her design. And you also, like, she's also the human version of a primal beast called Grand Order that you could use as a summon or as a raid boss. So most English speakers were not able to get Zoe for a while. And then they released Summer Zoe, which is a summer version of Zoe in her swimsuit, and she was the element Dark. And Summer Zoe, despite Zoe being the primal beast that maintains balance in the world, completely broke the game, because her Dark version, her Summer version, had an ability that basically lowers your entire party to 1 HP. Now you think that would be bad, but it also made you invincible for 1 turn, and it also gave you all drain so you could absorb back HP. Most importantly though, in Granblue there's the thing called Enmity, which is where your attack increases if your HP is lower. And Dark was an element that specialized in Enmity builds. So basically, if you put Swimsuit Zoe in your team, she would use Conjunction, which lowered everyone to 1 HP. Suddenly everyone's HP would skyrocket and you do massive damage. And for a very long time, the entire game had to be balanced just around that, because it was so powerful, and Dark was already powerful. And also some Dark attacks at the time did not have damage caps either. So some people were literally one-shotting bosses that they shouldn't have been able to one-shot with attacks just because of Conjunction. Now, being a swimsuit unit also meant that she was limited and only available during the summer, which means that people who didn't get her during the summer were screwed and lagged far behind anyone that had her. Furthermore, originally in the first builds of Granblue, you build teams by element, right? If you build a fire team, for example, you have an advantage against a wind boss. Or if you build a water team, you have an advantage against a fire boss. But you could still get away with using off-element teams. Like, I could use an earth team against a fire boss, and it would still be okay, it wouldn't be ideal. But, since they introduced Summer Zoe, everyone switched to Dark, and they were bombing all the raids with just Dark attacks and destroying them, regardless of elemental advantage. So then they had to make it so elemental advantage was more of a thing in the game, forcing everyone to make multi-element teams. In other words, you had to build a team for every single element in the game instead of just having 1 or 2 go-to elements you could use. Like, for example, if I'm an Earth main, I could use Earth against everything except for Wind, because Wind is what I'm weak against. So maybe I would build a Fire team and an Earth team and I'd be good, because Fire had an advantage against Wind. But now everyone had to build teams for every element just because of this girl. In fact, later on, they had to make it so Summer Zoe was actually available year-round during special end-of-month galas, because they couldn't afford to just have her available only during the summer because she was so integral to people's builds for a long time. So she's the only summer character that is around, like, year-round. Although she has fallen out of favor for a very long time, the entire balance of the game was wrong because of her. So thanks, Zoe. Yep, that's why you get an elemental warning at the start of a raid. Before Zoe, you didn't get that. You could go in with the wrong element and you would still be okay. Not after Zoe. How ironic, the primal beast that governs balance completely broke the game. Anyways, that's a little bit of Granblue history for those of you. The encroaching tide of chaos is rapidly upsetting the balance she exists to preserve. Unless she changes into her swimsuit. Power has pooled in Lumacy Archipelago, where Rose Queen holds it at bay.
It's no good. I can try to control the flow around Lumacier, but the rest of the skydom is being swallowed up as we speak. The problem needs to be addressed at the source. Is restoring that seal really our only option?
Once a seal has been broken, it is not easy to reverse its effects. There are other ways, but each carries its own risks.
Then you're going to stand by and let the sun drown?
I couldn't do that. But you and I won't get anywhere without help.
So yet again, those children hold the key.
Rose Queen, please send them in the right direction. I must prepare for the next phase.
Also, Zoe was a DLC character, right? So she appears in the story mode, before she was a playable character, I believe.
I hate to send them off without me, but I suppose I have to let them fly on their own sometimes.
Rosetta! We finally found you!
Ew. The whole crew's here too.
Rosetta, you wouldn't believe what's been going on.
Surely you've had quite the time of it. I'm just glad to see you all safe.
That's our Rosetta. You were already taking steps to fight back before we even figured out what was happening.
Yes, so much for my vacation. And despite all that I've done, that power has already swallowed up most of Fantagrande.
Have you seen a man dressed in black? Or sensed a strange presence among the trees?
He was releasing those Exia creatures throughout the forest. If he's still here, we have to put a stop to it.
That man, Belial, is no longer on this island. Gran, you and the others must go to Pandemonium.
I know. But we'll get through it now that you're back with us.
I'm sorry. I can't go with you.
I do not have a playable character for him.
But why, Rosetta?
If I were to leave my post, the chaos you've been seeing will only spread faster. So, it's up to all of you.
Well, then why are we fighting?
Reassure me, Gran. As the Singularity, are you prepared to be the Sky Realm's light in its hour of need?
You can't be serious!
The classic, I need to fight you to test you.
It's for your own good. But if you can't handle this, you won't be able to save the world.
Also, Rose Queen has nice vocal track for the battle theme.
The battles awaiting you will be harsher than you can imagine. So show me that you have what it takes to overcome them.
Rosetta's right, Gran. If we can't defeat her, we won't be able to fix anything.
Looks like we got no choice but to set her mind at ease then. We'll show her just how ready we are.
All right, Rosetta, here I come.
Here I come, with Percival.
Rose Queen shall test. Prove yourselves.
Oh, she's in the middle of the field. She's like, oh, we have to beat up the roses. Ah. Ow, ow. So it's like her raid boss where she has like a defensive for him. Percival, use your Skybound art. You have a full gauge. Wait, Percival's dead. Well, now you use it.
Let me ensnare your mind. Domination field.
Oh, I can't move very well. Help me out here, Percival. Oh no, I shouldn't have used that. I shouldn't have used that. This is a lot harder than the other boss fights so far. Ow, now I'm poisoned. She reached overdrive twice. Ooh, that was very well timed for the music.
Like wheat before fire.
That was tough. Thanks for the stretch, Kieran. It was tough, but it was like doable. Like the other bosses were kind of pushovers, but this one was like fair challenge.
You've all grown so much. You're prepared. I'm sure of it now.
Leave the rest to us, Rosetta. We won't let this go any further.
The girl in blue, the red dragon, and the singularity. You three are the keys to ending this chaos. But those who wish to see it through will no doubt come for you.
With everyone standing by us, there's no way we'll lose. We know you're here fighting for us too, Rosetta.
Always. It's time for you to set out for Pandemonium. The final battle awaits.
Hey Toss, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by.
Pandemonium. I heard a great power is sealed within its walls. Do you know who or what it is?
Indeed. An astral by the name of Beelzebub. Beelzebub.
But why does a single astral have this much power?
That I don't know. All I know for certain is that he's no ordinary astral. He's something unique. Belial is clearly hoping that Beelzebub's return will bring about the end of the world.
Who is the puppet master and who is the puppet? We could trap spiders in this web.
You said it. Beelzebub is the one whose power is warping the very nature of reality. But Belial's machinations may be an even greater threat.
Why sweat the details? If you ask me, they both need a timeout of epic proportions.
We can't waste any more time. Next stop, Pandemonium.
I'm counting on you. I'll hold out here as long as I can.
Ran and the others say their farewells to Rosetta and board the Grand Cipher.
Pandemonium, huh? Should be able to make the trip in under half a day.
Time is not on our side. Full speed ahead, Rackham.
Where do those jerks get off trying to wreck our world? They're going down!
We'll stop them, no matter what.
I don't know why, but I can't shake this awful feeling. Like there are all sorts of bad things just around the corner.
See that? That blue-haired girl is a hell of a find.
She has the power to manipulate primal beasts. That's a stroke of luck for us. The primal beast with the roses is already bound to this island. A worthless mark at this point. Let's follow the girl instead.
Sounds smart. Let's get moving.
I almost forgot about these two, that they were in this game for some reason. I was like, oh, we met all the characters for the base roster, but we haven't. That's a lot of journal entries. Wow, we're 70% of the way there. We made a lot of progress today. This game's fun. And again, like I played the original Granblue Versus on release, and I found it a little clunky to play, but the changes they made to Rising make it feel a lot comfier. Also, like, because in the original Granblue Versus, you actually had a weapon grid. So in the Granblue Gacha game, you build your power by crafting weapons, uncapping them, skilling them up, and then you equip them in a grid of 10 weapons. And that determines your party's power. So it's not like you're raising weapons for people to equip. Your whole party equips this grid of weapons. It's very complicated. There's a lot of math involved between like how to make it optimal. And in Granblue Versus, the base game, they tried implementing that here, where you actually won weapons from beating up enemies in quests, and then you had to equip those weapons in a grid. And it was basically like a mini version of the way the grid works in the game. I'm glad they got rid of that, because it's just needlessly complicated and hard for people to get into when they're beginners. I also think that the bosses, I don't know, the bosses felt like they were easier than the first time I did it, or maybe it's just because the game plays smoother. I remember struggling against Ares the first time I played this game 3 years ago, and it was a cakewalk this time. So I'm not sure if it's the battle system or if the bosses have been balanced, or maybe a combination of both. Rose Queen was a good challenge though. Rose Queen was a good challenge. I'm glad that I'm enjoying it. I was afraid that I'd get back into this game and I'd be like, oh, it still feels a little clunky or hard to play like it did 3 years ago, but I'm glad that I'm enjoying it. And the story mode, I knew people were saying like it's only like, what, 6 hours long in total, but I wasn't expecting to get through so much of it today. But I'm glad. And there's only part 1 of the story. So part 1 of the story I think is the base story from Granblue Versus, and then part 2 and then part 3 are probably, I think part 2 must be DLC, the first group of DLC, and then part 3 must be the Rising stuff? I'm actually not sure. Anyways, that's enough for today. My next stream is on Wednesday, but I'm having so much fun that maybe I'll stream tomorrow. I guess we'll see. So I'll probably tweet about it if I do. Yeah, like I heard other people talking about this game, like playing in the beta and saying that it just played smoother. Like the way that, like for example, in the base game, and again, don't quote me on this, if you use your skills during battle, right, they went on cooldown. But in this game, they only go on cooldown if you use them standalone, but if you use them as part of a combo, they don't go on cooldown or something like that. Like that's a huge plus. Anyways, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. If you're interested in Granblue, again, the mobile game, I'll put a link in the description below on the YouTube version of this video. If you're interested in trying it out, you can just play it on your browser. That's one of my things that I like about this mobile game too, is that I don't really play it on my phone, honestly. And again, I talked a lot about the game at the very beginning of this VOD, so if you go check out part 1, you can find out Granblue 101 about the mobile game and the history of Granblue and whatever. But I encourage you to go check it out if you're interested in the characters or the music or the story. And if you're interested in Versus, but you're not sure if you want to get it, remember this game is still in early access. It's coming out later this week, and there's also going to be a free version on Steam where you can play it, and there'll be limited characters you can choose from, probably a rotating roster. You won't be able to access all the game modes, but if you're curious about the game and you don't want to commit to it just yet, wait for the free version and check it out. Yeah, the nice thing about it being a browser game too is it doesn't take up any space on your memory, right? Anyways, thank you so much for joining me here on stream. I'll see you guys either tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on what I'm feeling. And let's find someone to raid. And thank you again for a great Twitch recap too. This year's been fantastic, and looking back on the progress, we'll do a stream in the future where I'll talk about the past year and the progress and stuff like that too, but it's very nice, and thank you for all your support. So it looks like it is later than usual, so barely anyone I know is streaming right now, but Shin is streaming, so we're gonna drop in on Shin. He's playing Valorant, and I'll see you guys next time. Stick around, and bye-bye!